e-commerce. Like for example, Amazon is a delivery company.
Yeah.
Not many people define them as a delivery company. They're a delivery company.
Mm-hmm.
So they have bought people, sellers online,
Mm-hmm.
and they make sure that the products gets delivered to you on time and fast as possible. So
Mm-hmm.
when you look into the Amazon core, they're not an e-commerce company, they're a delivery company.
Hi everyone, this is Devleena, your host, welcoming you all to another exciting episode of Icons Behind Brand. A new day, a very special guest with me today, Mr. Sidharth Elwadhi, a seasoned marketer, brings a wealth of expertise to the table with over 15 years of experience working with industry giants like Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, and many more. He's a true D2C expert, category growth hacker, and a performance marketer. Welcome to Mr. Sidharth Elwadhi, who is a strategic business head, digital and marketing at Entrepreneurs India. A very warm welcome to you, Sidharth, here on Icons Behind Brands.
Well, thank you so much, Devleena. It is a pleasure to be on your platform, and we look forward for some great conversation ahead.
Super. Siddharth, the kind of names which you are associated with, it's really fascinating. So, I would love to know about your background, a little about your professional background and journey so far, and then that will build the context to move ahead further for sure.
So quickly, I was in US for about 10 years. I have studied there. So when I came to India in 2007, I started a company called Gizmo Bazaar. It was a new startup. At that time, e-commerce was just getting started. I still remember talking to my dad about it. That Dad, I'm doing this online e-commerce website. So his response was a typical father was, are you going to open a shop which is going to be online, or what is it? So I used to get very vague answers because at that time they were only you can count the number of websites on your fingers. That was at that time. So there was only Home Shop 18 and Star CJ, and shopping at home was the only thing that was there. E-commerce was still evolving as an industry. So yeah, I started the company, ran it for about 10, 12 years. It was a great journey. We were the first people to be associated with Amazon and Flipkart. So I've seen the journey, how they have evolved, how where things have gone wrong, where the things have gone right. Also, both the negatives and the positives. But I think it is, and I'm still involved in it. So that explains that how I'm personally attached to this industry. I'm still doing this. We are still selling on Amazon. We are still selling on Flipkart. Of course, a lot of things have changed, but yes, I think very pragmatic, very fruitful, and I think I have a very great learning curve working with these brands. So a lot of things have happened. Valuations have gone up, down, everything I've seen.
There is no doubt about that.
Yes.
Fascinating to know, Siddharth. The brands which are known by everyone now. You have been associated with those brands from the inception of those brands in India. So, would you like to share some, stories or something? What has changed in all these years with these brands? Like something which is interesting and something which is the inside story.
Okay. Yes, there's a lot of them. I think the main part that these companies evolve around is tech. So, every company, whether it's Flipkart or Amazon, they are not, e-commerce. Like, for example, Amazon is a delivery company.
Yeah.
Not many people define them as a delivery company. They're a delivery company. So they have bought people, sellers online, and they make sure that the products get delivered to you on time and fast as possible. So when you look into the Amazon core, they're not an e-commerce company, they're a delivery company. So I think I still remember the time of demonetization and the GST implementation. That was the hardest time for everyone, whether it's marketplaces or whether it's sellers. Valuation came down drastically. There was no vision coming from the government of how to operate, what GST will do. But I think these companies and sellers also, everyone has evolved, learned, made mistakes, made some great numbers.
So, I remember the phrase called, Rome was not built in a day, which is
Yes.
so true. And, this is pretty motivating for a lot of e-commerce companies, a lot of startup owners, because they are still going through with how Amazon and Flipkart, if they have started like this, so, this is the way for everyone to go ahead. I mean, you cannot escape the first 2 3 steps, and that's how you reach to the higher success. And that's how these giant companies, they are giants today, because they have started from somewhere. So it's pretty motivating. I really wanted to connect with this, which you have shared just now, Mrs. Siddharth. Coming to your experience into, a vast experience into digital marketing, into performance marketing, growth hacking, let's talk about, Google Ads, Google Analytics, YouTube marketing, Facebook and Instagram marketing. So, what role, does these marketing strategies and ads play in your overall digital marketing strategies? And how do you integrate these platforms to achieve a campaign goal?
So basically now, if you are a startup, if you are a product, you cannot ignore these platforms. Basically,
Right.
you have to be on them. I think the most important factor is, I think not many people realize it, that what to spend and how much to spend.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is the biggest question. See, there is two parts of it. I would like to divide into two parts, as I just said. The first is the tech part, understanding these platforms, and the second is what kind of return, what kind of a ROI, how to operate these platforms for your product. So it differs. So, for example, for someone, lead campaign can be very important. They are just generating leads from Facebook, from Google. For some, conversion campaigns are very important. Now WhatsApp is one of the most important tools in terms of converting your customers for retention marketing. So I think, in a nutshell, every platform is very important. Developing the right kind of strategies in terms of spending is become a very crucial part.
Right.
Because if you go to any company, you get hired as a performance marketer or you do digital marketing activities, the first thing they ask is what is the ROS आप maintain करेंगे. Right? ROS is everything. One term has defined the whole digital marketing agency. Whether you are a performance marketer, whether you are a digital marketer, whether you are a social media marketer, so things comes down to numbers, and that number is ROS and your engagements and your retention. So these are the three pillars of digital marketing: retention, your ROS, your return on what you are spending and what you are getting, and your engagement with people.
Yeah.
That is social. So these three pillars makes the whole part of digital marketing. So I think spending the right amount of money, so because I'm not very happy about is that these startups get so much of funding and they get out of the business so quickly because of these. This is the most important factor, that they come, they spend इस keyword पे 400 आप 600 का bid करो लगाओ. So because we just want to acquire the customer, and they don't realize nowadays what is happening is you are digging your own grave. Because today, if something is costing you 50 rupees, for example, if you are increasing, tomorrow it will cost you more money, and Google is becoming richer and richer every day.
That's right.
That is the only way. They have created a system, a process, an SOP. If this is my platform, you advertise your product, and you scale it up. So the scalability definition has become very different. Some startup has got $100 million funding. Some startup has got a $2 million funding, and a similar industry. Of course, the people with $100 million will bid higher.
Yeah.
So they don't focus on creating the content, on the focus on the product. Let's say, I've seen many brands. You will come across so many brands today also in India, which are just there for many, many years, and their sales are just increasing and increasing. Look at Maruti. Look at, but it took them time. I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to say is, I think coming back to your question also, that the strategies people are making today on what amount of money they have. Healthy competition is a term that I would like to use. People don't, because there's a lot of money that comes into these startups, and they also, of course, that is the reason they go out of the business so quickly, because they are not able to maintain their ROI. They do not have the correct marketing strategies. They just want to spend, come, create the campaign, spend it, that's it. They don't know which platform to use. For example, I'm working in a Nutra company right now. I've worked in a Nutra company before. For us, Facebook and WhatsApp is one of the most important tools. So I might not use Google as much as I want to, because it becomes very expensive tool for me to create leads. So these are the decisions that one needs to take in order to make strategy for your business, or for doing the correct kind of digital marketing for yourself, and don't go out of business in a year.
Right. It's a good addition to the platform, Mr. Sidharth, because our audience has a major part of audience is from the startup and business background, and not necessarily every startup is funded like that. A sustainable strategy for their digital marketing campaign is extremely important. For that, as you said, the creativity plays a major role. Understanding your audience and how creatively you are reaching out to your audience is the game changer. Rather than running behind the keywords with money. So see, money can buy a lot of things, but there are few things which a human and a human brain can only bring, which is your creativity, and how better you are with the creativity. So I'm really fascinated towards the sustainable way of marketing, how creative you reach towards your audience, how you engage them, how you make them your brand advocates with that. A lot of startups, they have done wonderfully well through creative campaigns, right? So which is extremely important, and which is the need for anybody to reach the growth.
And also a lot of teams, a lot of companies I've seen, they create a very amazing digital marketing team. I keep recommending them. Get a creative director who is a part of a digital marketing team. How kind of person who is running ad can give you an idea how to create an ad in terms of the graphics and the messaging and everything. So a lot of people, they just hire a digital marketing manager. They say that everything is now has to be done by you. It's not the right way. Big companies, Mama, who have become bigger and bigger and bigger. Sugar Cosmetics become taking reasons because Shark Tank season is live coming soon. So these are the brands that comes into my mind very quickly right now. But there are a lot of brands who have become very big. I think so. The creative part has to be managed in a very different department in the company, and the starting point should be them in terms of your digital marketing strategies. And what I'm trying to say
perfectly makes sense. So that's what usually happens. Just hire the team who knows the tools and techniques, and we expect that they are going to drive the whole creative campaigns and all. So it's important to hire somebody who is expertise into the creative thinking, and a creative director is a
correct.
better option for that. So what are some of the key challenges and complexity associated with digital marketing that marketers did not prominently face in the traditional marketing?
I think the cost of doing business.
Okay.
The cost of doing business was much lenient, I can say, comfortable, and very direct before in traditional marketing methods. But now I think because of this, so many options. You have to be on Telegram, you have to be on Instagram, you have to be on Google, you have to be on Facebook, you have to be on, I don't know, everything that comes up every day, you have to be on them. So I think this is I want to have a very short answer on this. This is the only thing that has changed, because I think traditionally when I started the business, it was just Google, Facebook was just getting started, or we used to advertise on Google and get results. It was a very small, and now so again the marketplaces, so they have their own platform of advertising. So we have to learn that also as a product or company owners or managers. I think the method has the processes have become larger, little complex, in terms of what to choose.
Startups, I started as a startup, and there are a lot of people who are watching, who are probably running startups. So they are heavily rely upon digital marketing space, because that's how it starts. So what is your recommendation? What digital marketing channels or strategies have you found most effective for startup?
Everything. It cannot be a single answer, because I'm not talking about a specific industry. I'm talking, if I would have been talking about a specific industry, we could have had a recommendations. For example, I was in a healthcare startup. So WhatsApp and lead generation was one of the most prominent campaigns running. We had achieved our results. So I think what I suggest is do your research. Talk about see what your product really wants. In healthcare, it can be more of course, it has to be lead generations. For product, it has to be more of a conversion. But I must tell you, don't start big spend on these platforms.
Okay.
Start with the basic amount. Let's say, even if you have let's say, I give you an example also, so that people can relate to it. Let's say if you have a budget of, let's say, 1 CR in a month,
Okay.
Which has been given to you, and you're a new startup. So I highly recommend, there has to be a lot of learning that will go into this process. So I would recommend spending maybe 1/10 of a budget for a month. It sounds very very different, because your companies will tell you, no, you have to spend 1 crore rupees. I don't know, but the point is that there is, when you start a startup and you activate these platforms, they are new for you. They can be working for someone for 10 years, Facebook account or a Google account or WhatsApp account, but they are new for you. Right. They are as good as a newborn baby for you. Of course, there is a lot of learnings. Let's say you can do from Facebook ads library, of how competitors are running the ads. There is a lot of AI has come into the picture, where your homework of learning from competitors gets quicker. But still, that not be the case that will work for you. It does. See, a lot of things have become very common in terms of running ads or doing the digital marketing strategy. You run this kind of ad, this will work. You shoot this kind of campaign, this will work. But eventually, that will make your brand very stagnant.
Right.
If you really want to grow, so again, the part comes of a creativity.
Okay.
Create good creative strategies. Experiment a lot on the first 3 months of your startup. Run as much campaigns as you want on a very comfortable budget. And of course, the learning will come in 3 months. So anyone who will start a startup, I think the first learning will not come before 3 months. That is my basic timeline for any brand to understand that what will happen for them in the next years to come or months to come.
So there is no perfect formula for any business. It's the progress which matters, which like with each and every campaign. So intelligent idea is to keep doing it again and again, keep finding out, do a lot of hit and trial, and bring your own formula, bring your own audience mixes, and that's how that is the hit formula for you. And what you said, I'm just summarizing that every startup and every business has their own unique marketing mix and marketing formula. So I think that's the only reason marketing is so exciting, because it's not just 1 + 1 = 2. It's always that creativity which comes, and which is so unique, which makes you feel dynamic, which makes you feel excited about what is new, what is the upcoming trends, how people are thinking, and that makes this domain so much more interesting to talk.
Yes, ever evolving. I still remember. I mean, the numbers have gone beyond anyone's imagination in e-commerce. So I think that's pretty exciting, and it's going to be very exciting in the future also.
In the future, and the kind of excitement which is coming with the tools and technology, AI, ML, how it is getting integrated to marketing and becoming a core part of marketing function. it's really very fascinating and exciting to see how it is changing the whole world.
Yeah, especially the content creation. It has gone beyond our imagination that how these AIs are creating content is pretty scary also for a lot of people who are into
Yeah.
content creation industry in writing. I'm not saying in terms of video, but I don't think that what we are doing right now will that be kind of replicated fully. But I think the writing part is very scary. Yeah, that is pretty scary. I think I've seen some great contents being generated by AI than 10-year experience content writer.
Yeah. I also believe that the human mind and creativity always have a place that is always beyond
yes.
technology's
Always.
reach. But at the same time, I really hope technology should not get over that human mind and other things. So it's very, very important to keep that fresh human touch alive along with the technology. Technology should just help us growing.
I think not to till this generation it is not possible because it requires a bigger change and lot of time. So I don't see probably our children will have to do something about it.
So what digital marketing channels and platforms are you most familiar with, and how have you used them to reach and engage your audiences?
So I can say pretty much all the channels, and that will be the very common answer from a performance marketer and a digital marketer. And I think it comes with the years of experience also. Yeah, if I've been into this industry for such a long time, I must have used all these in one or the other way. So again, I think what I said in the first question, I will say the same. I will probably repeat it in a different way. And I think it depends on your product. I think every tool is important. I've already said that. Google will work for you. It's probably not the right thing to say. It's only sometimes only the Facebook and WhatsApp can work for you.
So let's talk about 15 years in this industry and how you have been running the team and running the campaigns and other things. So we cannot move ahead without talking what is your leadership style and how you do. So how do you adopt the changes in business environment and marketing dynamics that may impact your team's goals and strategy?
I am a new leader post-corona because people's sensitivities have completely changed. Every leader is probably, I can relate to, will be a new leader post-corona time. Because before that, I think how you used to manage your teams and now how we are managing our teams have become very, very different because of people's sensitivities. Your approach of getting the things done as a leader, the same definition has changed. So I think one has to be very calm and patient, define a timeline for your colleagues or employees or juniors, have a clear definition of work, of what has to be done. And I think these 4-5 things, being patient, clear definition of work, the day they are hired, they are being told this will be your KRA, this is what you have to do, this will be the key performance area this will be your KPIs. And if you define them clearly, I think you have achieved 70% of the result.
So you have literally simplified this, the leaders have changed. The pre-COVID leaders are very different than the post-COVID leaders. It has definitely invoked a lot of sensitivity and a lot of humanness in the role and definition of leaders. The chaotic approach of leadership has completely not happening now, not existing right now, even if it is existing, so that's not healthy. So a healthy leadership defines that when you yourself are calm, and at the same time you create a harmony within your team where the roles are defined, the KRAs are defined, the team is clear, they are feeling secure that this is what my job, and if I complete this job I can feel confident, I can feel I'm growing, and that's how they are growing. The sense of belongingness is extremely important here. And before we wind up this conversation, I want you to talk for our audience. There are a lot of aspiring marketers. So what is your message for the aspiring marketers?
I think the first thing is be energetic. Please be energetic. If you are not energetic, everything will fall apart. And I think the second word is research. Believe me, that is the most important factor missing in Indian skills is research. A lot of, if you see all the other countries, a lot of Indians have gone and done some amazing research in your there, and I think what is also so research.
This is something which I firmly believe, that your energy is everything. The kind of energy you bring to your work, that defines the
Correct.
quality of result which you get. That, it was wonderful talking to you on this
Thank you so
platform.
much.
Of
Same here.
contribution which you have given here, and with your knowledge, your expertise, from your real experiences, it is incredible, and it's really valuable for our viewers and audiences, and a lot of takeaways for me as well, as a person, as a entrepreneur. A lot of things I have taken it from here.
Well, hopefully it makes some sense, and so some people can get inspired and do the right marketing, spend wisely.
That's true. That's true. I'm sure. So yes, thank you for being here on a weekend. So I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Devleena. It was a amazing conversation, and I think the way you have converted my conversations into a great, more easy, I think, explained sentences. I think thank you so much for that.